Oh yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show opening up on S3. And like we promised you, let's dive into something special, especially for the youth. We're talking about the Pitso Mosimane youth football. It's something that's absolutely amazing. It's making waves in youth football development, and they're expanding the reach through new partnerships with Cape Town schools. Now, we're about to explore its impact, the opportunities created for local coaches, and the vision driving this initiative forward. Now we have Moira Tlagale, as well as she's the director of the MT Sports, as well as the Pitso Mosimane Youth Football, and also Carl Kreeling, recently the head of development, who's joining us in studio to chat about this absolutely amazing initiative. And I think amazing is an understatement, to say the least. So let's talk about this, expanding, creating a beautiful footprint in the country. Why is this so important to you? Why are we making these moves? Why is this a thing?
As we just had firstly, good morning to your viewers, and it's such a pleasure to be here in Cape Town. Just as the name says, it's called the Pitso Mosimane Youth Football. This is a Coach Pitso Mosimane legacy project. As we know, Coach Pitso is one of the most successful coaches and even players in his times when he was playing football. And one of the biggest things was that he needed to create a bigger legacy for South Africa, given the challenges that we have with football in our country. And in doing that, we did a research to understand how athletes or clubs that are successful around the world do it. And one of the examples we also looked at was our own rugby club. And we realized that for the success, you have to start with players from a very young age, which are children. And hence our approach was then we need to be working with children from a young age. And where do you find them? You find them in schools. And then that's why we've got this partnership with Kiro Schools, but also we've got our own football club where we involve children. So our focus now is really children from the age of, from under 6 to under 15. And Coach Pitso's vision is that in the next 10 years, he wants to see product of the children being in Banyana Banyana and Bafana Bafana, 80% of this product.
How cool would that be to be able to see that entire journey unfold?
Absolutely.
From the source all the way to that end product. And we've seen these examples of how kids are so inspired by our athletes in our country.
Absolutely.
And if I look at the talent that we have at schools, I think this is a brilliant idea. Discovering it before it loses itself to those external negative influences. So this is incredible work. Carl, I wanted to maybe start by saying congratulations. I think a recent move to head of development. This is an incredible role for you, man. What are you hoping to achieve with this? And what are your priorities, especially when we're talking about the Cape Town footballers that you'll be associating with?
So, thank you firstly. My main priority, I would say, is look, I have 92 coaches under me.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's across 5 provinces. Recently Western Cape and Mpumalanga. But it's largely about further educating them, because at the end of the day, those coaches are the ones that are with the kids day to day. So how can I further my knowledge onto them? But obviously it's challenging to do so by myself, but I do have a team of people that I do work with so that we can further enhance the understanding and the principles that they bring across in the football. So obviously difficult, challenging, but I mean, we have over enough time to further encourage and grow with these coaches and kids.
How exactly are you doing that, man? It's easier said than done, right? We're talking about firstly getting a kid to focus at a young age when there's all this energy and it needs to be channeled in a positive way, right? And you're doing that with football. But there's a far bigger picture here, like you just mentioned. This is not just limiting itself to just football. You're changing mindsets. You're changing the potential of a child here. How exactly are you capitalizing on that facet of this space?
Look, I think when you look at sport, there's so much that goes into it, you know, beyond what you say now, beyond football. And I think in terms of what we're doing right now, we like to speak of our relationship with Kiro and the academics that come with it. So beyond football, it's the academics, because if you're in the football space, you understand that options are limited and the percentages are low in terms of the turnover ratio to turn pro. So how can we change their lives within the academic space as well? But when you're in a team environment, yes, football, yes, education, but there's certain disciplines, respects, and all these, and teamwork that all come within that, how can I say, that learning elements that the kids go through, you know. So ultimately just trying to create a better young man and woman through football.
And I think it's not just as a player that there's this end goal, but if you look at the entire ecosystem of football, from commentating, agents, gear, coaching, you name it, it's an incredible opportunity to play in a space and sustain yourself in a space like that. But also the skills you're talking about go far beyond that. I want to talk about this, the importance of coaches. Like you mentioned, 92 coaches you're working with. It would make sense to me that you need a big team and you need to be able to have that impact and have that reach. So there must be quite a big emphasis being placed on these coaches in order to create that turnaround and have the success of the Pitso Mosimane Foundation with these kids, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think just to also add on what Carlos said, Coach Pitso's tagline, which is not something that we went out to a marketing company and say, help us unpack it. He kept on saying, I would like to create a player of tomorrow. So that is our tagline. And creating a player of tomorrow means somebody who is balanced from an education point of view, from a technique point of view, and from an education point of view. So that is the player that we create. And to do that, he says, therefore, he emphasizes also on the importance of coach education, because coaches themselves need to know that they need to train our children age-appropriate type of techniques. He keeps on saying to us, you cannot have a grade 1 being taught a grade 12 math. So the challenges that we see generally is that kids use incorrect size of balls, incorrect pitch sizes and goal posts. So those things. And what is it that you're doing with a child? You cannot be teaching a 7-year-old issues of how to score, but more about motor skills. So therefore, that goes back to ensuring what Carlos just said, the importance of training our coaches to understand how to actually train those children.
Listen, Carlo and Moira, you guys are doing absolutely incredible work. Thank you for the impact. Thank you for your sacrifice and your dedication to a truly beautiful cause, and I really truly hope that we can see the products of this incredible efforts that you have reaching the epitome and wearing that Bafana shirt representing our country. So if you want to find out more, you can head over to the Pitso Mosimane Youth Football pages. They're all online on the socials, doing incredible work. If you want to support, if you think you've got some talent you want to share with them, then you know where to go. For now though, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Our youth are in great hands.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the invite.